As you know, I love shopping at Costco. It's literally one of my favorite stores to shop at, and they have so much frozen food, deli food, pre-prepared food that makes my life so much more convenient, and a lot of these are pretty delicious considering they're the food from the package. So previously in this channel, I featured a lot of must-try Asian food that I got from Costco, and it's been 2 years since my last video, so it's time to update this list. But make sure you check out my other must-try Asian food items in Costco because a lot of these are still sold at Costco. Alright, let's get started! First item on the list is the Costco Mandarin orange chicken from the brand Crazy Cuisine. I don't know why I waited for so long to try this out, partially because we mainly buy this item from Trader Joe's, which is rated as the #1 Asian food or #1 frozen food item from Trader Joe's. But this one from Costco is not bad at all. And the best part is it's actually white meat chicken if you do prefer the white meat chicken. To be honest with you, my husband loves the Trader Joe's one just because it's dark meat from Trader Joe's, but this one is completely white meat chicken, and I feel like the batter is a little bit thinner than the one from Trader Joe's. So I feel like there's actually way more meat from this particular orange chicken compared to the one from Trader Joe's, and I really like the texture. Make sure you put it in the air fryer. It's gonna make it very crunchy. I know my air fryer kind of looks like an oven, but making sure it's golden brown, and those are huge chicken nuggets and super crispy. The sauce is pretty sweet. I don't actually put a lot of sauce on top, but you can also save some orange peel and put some like orange juice, like squeeze some orange juice on top to make it a little bit more orangey. And I love to serve this dish with broccoli to kind of break down or balance the sweetness from the sauce. Overall, I do think this item satisfies a lot of cravings for me. When I crave for orange chicken, I think it actually tastes better than Panda Express just because how crunchy it is, fresh from the air fryer, and also you can change how much sauce you put on top to make it a little bit healthier, less sugar, and overall, I would highly recommend this item. My husband didn't like this one as much because it's white meat and he hates white meat, but I actually think it's maybe a little bit better than the Trader Joe's. Okay, I would say that the sauce from Trader Joe's is a little bit better than this, but I still felt like this sauce is pretty good as well, and it's pretty easy to doctor it up to your preference. So if you haven't tried this out, pick this up from Costco next time. The next item that's pretty high on our list is this Japanese-style gyoza. It's pork and chicken variety from the brand Ajinomoto. If you shop at Costco a lot through the years, you would notice a lot of different frozen food items from this brand. Not only this Japanese-style pot stickers, but also the Japanese-style fried rice, the Japanese-style shui ramen with chicken, and also even the stir-fried noodles. What I love about this brand is that they really care about their products and improving their products. The first time we tried this one, we were using a super old pan. This is the always pan. And we realized that the dumplings taste really good, but the cooking instruction didn't really work out. So the brand actually reached out, and then they were willing to change the cooking instructions just in case your pan is a little bit old compared to like a brand new nonstick pan. So we tried it again with a nonstick pan, and it turned out to be perfect. So the general rule of thumb is if your pan is pretty used and old, it's no longer nonstick, that's okay. Just put a lot of oil before to coat the pan. But if you have a brand new or pretty good nonstick pan to use, then you don't need any oil. Just put your dumplings or these pot stickers in a concentric circle, and once it's heat up, round up, put some water in there and steam it. Pretty standard for pot sticker recipe, and afterwards it's gonna form this beautiful layer just like when you order the Japanese pot stickers from a Japanese restaurant. It's perfect. It looks like just like the TV shows. And what I love about this is that dumplings not only have the perfect stuffing to wrap ratio, the wrappers didn't taste too thick or too thin. It's just perfect texture when you pan fry it. And there's a lot of flavor in the pork and chicken dumplings. Also, the sauce that comes with it is very authentic. A lot of times these frozen dumplings, they have really good stuffings, but the sauce for some reason just a little bit off. But this one, the sauce is the only one that's super on point, as good as my homemade sauce. So highly recommend, if you do eat chicken and pork, this is the way to go. And try it out, like whether if you're using a pan that's super non-stick or a pan that's like a little bit used. Try different cooking instructions. And it's gonna taste so good as an appetizer, but we kind of eat it as a whole meal all the time as well. The next dumplings on the list is a Chinese variety of dumplings. This is from the brand Sinier, or what we call Sunian in Chinese. This is their soup dumplings xiaolongbao. This is the pork variety, but some Costco also carries the chicken variety, which my Costco used to carry. So xiaolongbao is like the small soup dumplings. They're usually pretty small, bite size, like 2 bites to complete one dumplings. And you usually need to steam them rather than pan fried, but also you can pan fry them to change the texture of the wraps. So if you do decide to steam them, make sure you put the steamer sheets on top, because if not, it will break the dumplings if it gets stuck on the steamer, and you will lose the soup, which is the most important part of the xiaolongbao, because soup dumplings, there's a little soup cube inside of each dumpling. After it's being steamed, when you bite into these dumplings, it's gonna burst into those soup, which is kind of like that great juicy meatball that bursts in your mouth with flavors and textures. So make sure you put some sort of non-stick steamer sheets. I got this one from Temu, but you can also get it from Amazon. I'll try to find it down below. So after you steam them, make sure you make the sauce. It does not come with the sauce, but my personal recipe for sauce is either fresh ginger or ginger powder, some low sodium soy sauce, some Chinese vinegar. Make sure you get the Chinese variety. It does taste a little bit different. I love to put hot oil in there, which is from the brand Lao Gamma, but you can also put it from other variety of hot oil. And also I love to put a little bit of that sesame oil to get a little bit of fragrance on the very top. And remember, sesame oil is not for cooking purposes. It's usually used in mixer of the sauce, and the sauce is ready for my xiaolongbao. Look at how cute. Yes, they are truly bite size. The way to eat it is make sure you let it cool down a little bit so that you don't burn your mouth. The first bite is you bite the top and you dump a little bit of that pre-made sauce into the xiaolongbao, and then you shovel the rest into your mouth. So the whole idea is that when you first break it, you get a little bit of steam out so it's not burning you. But once you pour the sauce in there, it's gonna mix with the soup inside of the meatball dumplings, and it's just a burst of flavor. So how you do it is you put it on top of a spoon, either a Chinese spoon or regular spoon, so that if for some reason you lose the sauce, it's on your spoon and you can shuffle it in together into your mouth, rather than just losing the sauce, losing the juice everywhere. And look at this, look at the juice, look at the soup inside of this dumpling. It's amazing. So this one is the pork variety. It does have a pretty strong pork taste, but the flavor is really, really good, and it has a really good combination of meatballs and a little bit of other ingredients to season it to add that texture. The meatball inside holds together, and the soup itself is really, really good. Highly recommend. But we also tried the chicken flavor, which is the next item featured on this list. But overall, if you do eat pork, don't miss out on this item. But if you can't eat pork, they do have the chicken variety that some Costco carries it. Sometimes they rotate it, and sometimes you can find it from other stores. Overall, this is one of the best soup dumplings that I get from like the frozen package. And Costco has a pretty reasonable price as well. So highly recommend if you haven't tried it. If you don't eat pork, or if you don't like pork, this particular dumpling also comes with a chicken variety, and this is the package. Our Costco used to carry the chicken. For some reason, it was switched to pork, and my husband prefers the pork, but I actually prefer the chicken because the chicken dumpling is usually a little bit leaner, or actually way leaner than the pork one. And the first time when I cooked it, I did not put the steamer sheets in there and it broke and I lost a lot of soup. So don't make the mistake that I did. The chicken soup dumplings is just as juicy. It has just as much soup in there. And I love this one because it's not as fatty as the pork one, but it also has a very nice chicken flavor. It's like very nice savory umami flavor that I love. And when you bite into it, the burst of soup, it's amazing. It's like a chicken broth type of thing. Overall, love this one. If you don't eat pork, grab this one instead. If you don't have this in your Costco, they also have it in other Asian grocery stores as well, or sometimes in the regular stores in Asian sections as well. The next item is actually from the instant noodle section of Costco. This is the Notion udon noodle bowls. And usually I'm not a big fan of instant noodles because most of them are pre-fried. But these are udon noodles. They're not pre-fried. Okay. Even though they're not pre-fried, it's definitely high in sodium, high in other additives. This is not healthy, but like sometimes if you don't have anything to eat, this is an easy one that you can doctor it up. You can just like put some chicken meatballs that using microwave to heat it up and put some frozen vegetables that you can easily microwave to heat it up as well. So I really like the flavor, and I would say that the flavor is really good. But because of the super high sodium content in there, I don't put the entire seasoning pack. I just put like usually half, and it's enough to flavor the whole noodle bowl. The udon noodles, even though it's instant noodles, has great texture and the flavor is actually pretty good. Of course, you can't compare this with the best ramen restaurants in town, but as an instant noodle dish, I am very impressed by the texture and the flavor of this whole thing and how easy this is to make and how easy this is to doctor it up. So this could be a really good emergency meal in your pantry, and it actually tasted pretty good for what it is. The next must-try frozen food item from my Costco is this Okami garlic barbecue chicken bao. This is very similar to the traditional Chinese barbecue baos, but instead of the barbecue baos that's traditionally made with pork, traditionally doesn't have as much garlic, this one is actually made with chicken, and it actually is surprisingly good. Okay, I would say that this item is kind of seasonal. It comes to my Costco about several months every single year, but I think it's been consistently back every single year for several months. So if you found it in your Costco, definitely pick it up. You can steam it or microwave for the better texture. For the bread, always steam it. And I love how soft the bao buns are. The bread part is surprisingly really good, because usually the frozen ones, they're a little bit hardened, but this one is actually pretty soft and it's pretty pillowy. The stuffing is really good. It's not the traditional barbecue pork because, you know, first of all, it's chicken. Second, it's like a garlic flavor. But it actually has quite a bit of the sauce. It has a very nice savory to sweet to garlic flavor. And it's not too garlicky to my liking because I'm not a huge fan of strong garlic flavor. It has a perfect bun to meat ratio and it's very saucy. It's not dry at all. So considering this is a pre-packaged food in the fridge section, it's actually really good. It's definitely better than a lot of the frozen ball buns that I ate, and I would definitely repurchase this, especially if you have food restrictions or you prefer chicken than pork. Look at how good it is. And also based on the coloring, I don't think they put as much food coloring compared to the original barbecue pork bao bun recipe, because they usually look super red. It's from the food coloring. Overall, highly recommend. If you have found this item in your Costco, definitely pick it up. It's a really good dish as a side dish or as a breakfast item. If you like Chinese dim sum, the crystal dumplings, definitely get this one. This is from the brand Royal Asia. This is their prawn hakao with the soy ginger sauce. Okay, so I just want to do a disclaimer. The soy ginger sauce that comes with it sucks, but the dumpling itself, it's so good. This item is kind of seasonal. It's usually here during the spring, like winter to spring season, during the Lunar New Year, but also sometimes occasionally it will come back to Costco during the middle of the year, even run a promotion. So if you found this item in your Costco, definitely pick it up if you love that shrimp dumplings from the dim sum restaurants. So these are crystal dumplings that are made with starch. After you steam it, heat it up, that dough will become crystal clear. You can kind of see the pinkish color from the shrimp from the inside. And this item is surprisingly good because the texture of that dough is so good. You can't really believe that this is actually a frozen food. It's previously frozen from the package. And also each dumpling comes with a huge shrimp meatball, and it's so meaty with perfect flavor and texture. Overall, really love it. But if you do cook this item, make sure you put steamer sheets on. In this particular review, I forgot to put a steamer sheet, and it kind of broke the bottom of the dumplings because, you know, it's made with starch, so it gets sticky very easily. And when you place the dumplings in the steamer, make sure you don't make the dumplings touching each other because they will get stuck with each other as well. The sauce that comes with it sucks. It's not a good sauce, but it's not hard to make dumpling sauce. Or you can just put some vinegar, some soy sauce, and sometimes some hot oil in there. It's pretty easy. The sauce that comes with it kind of has a little weird taste. Not my favorite, but the dumplings, it's so good. It's actually better than a lot of the dim sum restaurants that's not super authentic. So I would say that this is a great frozen food dish from Costco if you find it in your Costco. If it's in season in your Costco again, make sure you pick it up. Highly recommend. The next dish from the Costco frozen food aisle is this Korean kimbap. What is kimbap? It's basically Korean rice roll with seaweed on the outside. And this one is really good. It's made with tofu and veggies. It's super simple to make. You just heat it up in the microwave. Well, if you actually want to make kimbap from scratch, you just make the rice, get the seaweed rolls, kind of like how you make the sushi, but instead of making it sushi, you just put the Korean kimchi from other flavoring vegetables or your favorite protein in there. Super yummy. So heat it up in the microwave, and then when I open it, wow, I'm surprised about how much stuffing there is in each of the rolls. So sometimes depending on where you get a kimbap, like you could get mainly just the rice or a lot of stuffings in the middle, and this one has a lot of stuffings. It has carrots, greens, and some tofu. It's so good with the seaweed from the outside. It has a very nice savory umami flavor, and of course I love to put some kimchi on top. You can get this kimchi from Costco or from the H Mart, and it's a great side dish. Or I usually eat it as my main carb dish. Sometimes when I'm too lazy, I also just eat it as a meal or sometimes as breakfast. Love this one. So convenient yet so yummy. The next dish is from the fridge aisle. It's actually an appetizer that's perfect for party. This is the some pork lumpia Filipino style spring rolls. And right now from the same brand, they're actually selling the red curry chicken spring rolls, which is a little bit different variety, but I would assume it's very similar except for the flavoring, the stuffing. So you can put it in the oven or in the air fryer, and it's actually a huge pack. Personally, I don't eat a lot of spring rolls, unlike popular beliefs, like people in China actually don't eat a lot of spring rolls. We only eat it maybe once a year. But what I love about this one is it comes with a sauce, and the sauce that comes with it actually tasted pretty good. And these ones are super crispy if you put it in the air fryer and you air fry them until they're golden brown. It's super crispy. So if you're hosting any parties, these are great to bring because this whole pack is enough to feed a lot of people. Considering this is an appetizer dish, like people are not going to eat like multiple of this to fill them up. And I love how crunchy it is. Like the outside crispiness is really good. The sauce is sweet and a little bit of savory. Love that. The only drawback of this item is I wish there's more stuffing. The stuffing actually tasted pretty good. We tried the pork variety, actually tasted pretty good. It has a really good flavor, has a really good texture, but there's definitely not a lot of the amount of stuffings, which I felt like it's one of the drawbacks of this item. But overall, if you're hosting any party, these are great, especially if you're just eating the spring rolls for the crunch, and with the sauce and a little bit of that stuffing, it's still pretty good. I wish there's more stuffing. It's definitely not like a 10 10 out of 10 item, but it's still pretty good texture and it just looks like something homemade as well. Make sure you air fry it until it's kind of like golden brown. If you under air fry it, it may not be as crispy as it is, but we did a little bit more than what I initially planned and it turned out to be perfect texture. Let me know, how do you like it? The next item is actually from the brand Real Good. It's technically not like an Asian brand, but this is a Real Good General Tso's chicken. The brand Real Good is famous for doing like a healthier version of dupe for different ethnic food or different trendy food for the frozen food. This is their General Tso's chicken. It's basically a low carbs dish because traditionally General Tso's chicken has a ton of sugar in the sauce. What I love about this item is they give you huge pieces of chicken that's lightly breaded. So it's very crunchy when you air fry it, but at the same time, you know, sometimes when you go to like a Chinese restaurant, you order General Tso's chicken, it's all doughy, but not this one. It's a lot of meat and a little bit of breading on the very outside. It's crunchy but also meaty at the same time, and I love the texture of the chicken. And I love to eat my General Tso's chicken with broccoli, just like, you know, orange chicken. The only thing about this item is the sauce actually doesn't have a lot of sugar, so you could kind of tell that it's not a lot of sugar in the sauce. It definitely changes the flavor of General Tso's chicken. So I wouldn't call this like an authentic traditional General Tso's chicken sauce, but it still tastes pretty good. It's savory and a little bit sweet with a little bit of spice. Overall, I would rather eat this one guilty-free compared to eating the General Tso's chicken from a Chinese takeout that has a ton of sugar. Overall, really good replacement as a substitute, and I can eat more chicken, and it's a pretty high protein meal. Comment down below if you have tried it and what you think. The next dish is from On the Street Foods Beef Bulgogi. This one was running a promotion a couple of months ago at Costco. It's also seasonal. Sometimes they have it, sometimes not, and it will come back the next year. So these are marinated beef slices with onions. You just put them in the stove top. It's super easy just to heat it up. They give you quite a bit of sauce. I would say that these beef bulgogi sauces are super sweet and savory at the same time. Sometimes I wish it has less sodium and less sugar just because I feel like sometimes it's overly sweet and salty for me, but it's all personal preference. But I really do like the flavor, and the texture of these thin sliced beef are actually pretty good. I would say this one actually has better texture of the beef compared to the one from Trader Joe's. Okay, I put some mushrooms in there, and I also put other Korean grass noodles, other vegetables on top, and some kimchi on top. This is a really good dish. I highly recommend to eat this over rice or over noodles, and I love to put some more vegetables in there so that it kind of dilute the sauce so it's not overly salty. Overall, like, you can make a really good meal over this, and it feeds a lot of people with this pack. Definitely highly recommend. The value, the price is definitely better than the one from Trader Joe's. The next item was highly requested to be reviewed in this channel is the Bibigo vegetable spring rolls. This item comes and goes in my Costco, and it always runs some sort of promotion. I think when it's on promotion, the cheapest price was like $7 something, which is a great deal because this has 50 egg rolls. Okay, I would say these are mini egg rolls, but still, like, if you're bringing something to a party, this is a perfect dish. And it's vegetable spring rolls, so if people have different food allergies, food restrictions, dietary restrictions, different diet, hey, this is good enough, right? It has a huge pack. It's not individually packed or anything. It just comes in this huge bag that kind of reminds me of like how the restaurants order their egg rolls or spring rolls. So I put them in the air fryer, but I would say that the instruction actually gives the time a little bit too short. Next time when I cook it, I will actually heat it up for a little bit longer, just because I feel like these are golden, but they're not golden brown. So I feel like the texture could be a little bit even better if I heat it up for an extra 2 minutes compared to what the instruction tells me. It also comes with this soy ginger sauce. It kind of reminds me of the soy ginger sauce from that prawn hagao thing, and it tastes really bad. Okay, I would say the egg roll itself is pretty good if you air fry it with a good temperature and a little enough length of time. It's actually pretty crispy, and inside has some like vegetable mush stuffings. It has edamame, carrots, and other vegetable stuffings that are a little bit on the mushier side texture, but I actually like how it's crispy on the outside, a little bit soft in the inside. I actually like it, but the sauce that comes with it was so bad. It was like unedible. But I switched to the Thai chili sauce that I actually got from Trader Joe's. It's one of my favorite sauce for egg rolls, and it turned out to be great. So I would say this is not a bad item, just with that sauce. And if you like it, if you like egg rolls, if you like vegetable egg rolls, if you're looking for some appetizers to bring a party, this would be the one to go. Final item was the pad thai dish that recently found in my Costco. Oh, actually, it was recently discontinued from my Costco. But I think based on other YouTubers, it's actually in the other Costco. So this is from the brand Green and Sunny, and it's kind of like a controversial item for me because when I first opened it, I was pretty excited because it comes with chili powder that's on the side, so you can actually adjust the spicy level. And let me tell you, the chili powder that comes with it actually is very spicy. They're not joking. They're not kidding. This is real chili powder grinded in this little pack. A little bit goes a long way. So when I first opened it, it looks a little bit sad. It has bean sprouts and the noodles, but after it heated up, I realized the content of the actual food is only half of the plastic container. What the heck? So I feel like a little bit scammed because I feel like this dish is not too cheap either, and the flavor is super salty. So after I tried it, I decided to doctor it up for future. Like, I always put tofu or other vegetables. The sauce is super salty and it's super high in sodium, but if you actually heat it up in the stove, put a little bit of water and put some extra tofu, extra bean sprouts, or extra other vegetables, it actually covers the entire dish, which is not a bad flavor, but it's just overly salty for me, and it just looks sad that only half of the container is full, and this is not super cheap either, and I believe this is vegetarian at least. So overall, not the worst item, but it requires serious doctoring up, and I feel like I want to know what you guys think if you have tried this item. Alrighty, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have tried any of the items talked in today's video, make sure you comment what's your opinion, what you think of this item. Maybe you like something that I didn't, but you hated something that I liked. And also check out my previous 3 videos about the must-try Asian food items in Costco. A lot of them are super relevant still. And make sure you check out the other 3 videos. I'll link them down below in the description box. And before you go, definitely comment down below what are your favorite food items from your Costco that you recommend me to try. Alright, that's it for today. Before you go, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, share with your friends, and also make sure you ring the notification bell as you subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss out on any future content. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!